back and have that phone call and do it all over again. I'll get them back on the phone for you. And I said, that is exactly what we want someone in the Da Vinci Center to do for a student. You don't just get a paper with a bunch of red marks on it. You don't just get a grade. We're actually trying to just do away with grades because it's about what you learn. It's about learning. So with that, I'll invite Kelley up here to share a few words about Da Vinci and graduation.
That was awesome. Congratulations. And I have to say, thank you for sharing your journey. I hope that you are really proud of this moment. You need to be able to stop and celebrate such a moment in your journey, right? Because congratulations, it's really hard. Being a student here at Da Vinci is really hard. And I hope that in celebrating this moment, you do celebrate your own journey. And you think about what led up to getting to this day, and also the journey of where you go for the go forward. When Garrett asked me if I would be the guest speaker for you tonight, I was humbled, and I need to ask, can you hear me in the back? Okay. And I was really, right? Wow. Thank you. You're asking me to speak to such an amazingly brilliant, talented, tenacious group of leaders. Thank you. So I thought, what could I possibly say that you haven't already experienced here in the Da Vinci Center already? So I thought maybe if you'd allow me, we could go back and we could talk about some of what, not necessarily what you learned, but what you lived as a part of being a part of Da Vinci. So before we even talk about being here, we need to talk about how you got here. Do you remember the moment when you decided, I want to apply to VCU? Do you remember who you were with? Why you made the decision? Who supported you? Who believed in you enough for you to believe in yourself, to know that you could apply to VCU, you could get in, you could apply to the Da Vinci Center, you could get into the Da Vinci Center, and you could be exactly where you hoped you to be as a part of the alumni of the Da Vinci Center? Because I'm betting there was someone, and there was probably more than just one someone. And have you said thank you? Because one of the things that I look for is folks that are willing to say thank you and know that they didn't do it alone. The best leaders know that they can't do it alone. The best entrepreneurs know that they can't do it alone. They have a support system. So if you haven't said thank you, take the time to say thank you. And I don't mean thank you. I don't mean I'm passing you in the hallway, so I'm going to say thank you. I don't mean that I happen to be with you today, so I'm going to say thank you. I mean the kind of thank you that you decide you're actually going to get out a sheet of paper, you're going to write something down, you're going to put a stamp on it, you're going to put it in the mail, and you're going to make somebody else's day. Thank you. Thank you. You're going to pick up a phone, you're going to call them, and you're going to say, you know what? Because whoever that person is probably say, are you okay? Is there anything you need? What do you want? Right? Right? I just called to say thank you. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for believing in me when I didn't believe in myself. Thank you. We all need a support team. And congratulations to you for making the decision to make the staff and faculty of Da Vinci part of your crew. Because this isn't about a project, it's not about a class, it's not about a program, it's not about a degree. You actually chose who was going to be in the boat with you. And when you're in business or you're an entrepreneur, I'm here to tell you that you are in a business of relationships. How you succeed will depend on how you've treated folks along the way and who you have made the decision to have in the boat with you. Because I can tell you, the single most important decision you will make as a leader is who's in the boat with you, who you surround yourself with. And the folks that Garrett just spoke to, and by the way, Garrett himself, but you know that, so just for the record, you guys do know that as mentors, we don't get to just show up, right? I mean, I'm humbled to be here. You have amazing mentors that are just ordinary people who have done extraordinary things. And yet, Garrett says, okay, I'm gonna need you to apply. I'm gonna need you to fill out that application. I'm gonna need for you to demonstrate your commitment to challenge and to support and to be present, to be authentic, to give candid feedback, and to be completely and 100% invested in their success. If this is about your success, thank you so much for your interest in VCU and Innovative Center. But this is about their success. He makes us interview to have a seat at your table. How cool is that? Right? Did you know that? Did you know that he interviewed us to be on your teams? He did. And he turned people down. So as you go forward, I hope that you will continue to be mindful. Right? Be mindful of the crew that you have in your boat, this incredible support team. I hope that you continue to pick up the phone, ask for their help. I hope that they are your future partners in business. I hope that you realize the team and the network and the amazing decision that you made for your future success to be a part of Da Vinci. The first night, I don't see Jerome, but I'm gonna tell a story on him. You can tell him, no, sorry, he wasn't here. The first night I came, I did something a little bit naughty. Students were expecting mentors to arrive about an hour later than when I arrived. But here's the thing. The folks that I want to be a part of my team, and the folks that we hire at MacLaurin, and the folks that we put in front of clients to ensure their success, because our success is defined by their success. So the folks that we hire and we put in front of them, they care about someone else's success. So I sat around the tables, I listened to your ideas, which were all incredible, every one of them. I listened to your hopes, I listened to your dreams, I listened to what you wanted from the program, I listened to what you believed would happen, I listened to the way that you wanted to win, what you needed and the help you needed, and I was so impressed with each one of you. There was one person who said to me, so tell me about you. What do you do? What are your hopes? What are your dreams? How can I be helpful to you? Because he had heard me go around the entire table and ask that question of everybody else. And I said, well, I'm really good at data. Which was cool because he had just described this business that he was starting that had a whole lot to do with data. And we got interrupted, so I had to shut up. Class started. He had no idea who I was. And I want to make sure I quote this exactly right, because when I introduced myself at the end of the class, he says, I'm going to get it right. Wow. No shit. I said, no shit. Jerome, it's nice to meet you. And I shook his hand. And I gave him my contact information. I said, you know, I'm really interested in what you're doing. I believe in you. I love the story. I love the journey. I love the why behind what you're doing. And if you think I can be helpful to you and you would allow me, I'd love to be on your team. Reach out if you think I can be helpful. I can tell you that what Jerome has in me is a partner and a colleague for life, right? Whatever he decides to do, I'm with him, I'm a part of his team, I'm willing to help him in any way I can. Because what he demonstrated was that he had a genuine care and concern of others. He got that by lifting me up, we could help each other, even before he knew who I was, right? So I ask you, in this program, no hands, no answers, no out loud, I'm asking you for yourself. Were you only focused on your own success, or did you put in the time to help the success of others? Because what I love about the Da Vinci program is exactly what Garrett articulated so eloquently, right? There's a lot of graduates out there. And when you put Da Vinci on your resume, not everybody understands what that means. So explain it. Talk to them about what you lived in this program. Because it is very different that you are a team. You succeed together. And as you had to come together and you had to figure out your teams and you went to that first pitch night, some say I was a bit harsh. I know, because data doesn't lie. I'm in the business of data. So Aaron polled the audience. Thank you for that, appreciate it. And as I gave my feedback, if you were in the room with me, and thank you for the trust that you had in me, because feedback is a gift. Feedback is a gift. And Aaron said, okay, she just said we could have done better and we need to stay and we need to do that again, and she's willing to stay as late as we want because that could be done way better. Who feels uncomfortable? Because I do. And just about everybody raised their hands. But Aaron gets me. And he said, you know, the reason she's willing to stay tonight and the reason she's willing to put in the extra work for you and the reason she's willing to tell you could have done better is because she believes in you. She wants you to be successful. She wants you to win. This is not about failure. This is about taking a moment and learning how to win. You know what's really cool? Not only did some of you stay that night, but some of you gave up your spring break to do even more. And what happened next? Oh my God. Spring break, I was like, wow. And I'm smiling at you and you know who you are. You were proud of yourself. You did an amazing job and you took the feedback and you nailed it and you represented VCU in front of the entire state for other colleges and universities. And so people got to know what it means to be Da Vinci. So when Aaron pulled back just a bit, he said, why does that make you feel uncomfortable? Anybody willing to share? And one of you was brave enough to say, I believe that her expectations of me are too high. I think they're unrealistic, and we are just students. You know what? May you always have someone in the boat with you who demands of you unrealistic expectations because they believe in you, and together you have a reason to win. May you always have it, because I'll tell you the secret. This is it, right? Be in the boat with those folks, and then don't let them down. Now, failing is different than letting people down. It's okay to fail. Like I said before, you can fail as long as you consider it learning how to win. You have an amazing support team in the team here at Da Vinci. I can tell you because I've been here with you. I've been through the journey. I help other students at other colleges and universities. I actually love learning, and I love all of it. And what does definitely is very different here is it isn't about just a class. It isn't about learning. It is about living and already having experience in your career as CEOs, as leaders, running a startup, because that's hard. But you've had a team to support you, right? I don't know if you have heard the story behind Ted Turner's 1979 Bassinet race. If you haven't, look it up. You can find it on YouTube. You can find it. But he had a boat. It's called the Tenacious, right? There were 303 yachts that were in this race, and 23 boats didn't get back home. 15 people didn't make it back home. As they started the race, what they didn't know was a hurricane was coming. Because you know what? You will not be able to predict everything that's coming your way. You are not going to know which challenges you are going to face. You are not going to be prepared. But what you can do is be prepared with the team that you have in the boat with you. And if you're there to support one another. You have a reason to win together. You're tenacious. You're candid. You give each other feedback. You work together in a cohesive way in order to win. That's what you need. And back home, the reports were the tenacious crew was missing. And if you have a minute, please go listen to the video. If you have 30 minutes, because it's a series that ESPN does. It's 30 for 30. So it's going to be 30 minutes, but it's worth it. The reason the reports back home was that the team was missing was because they were too far ahead. They were too far ahead. They had an amazing, tenacious crew who were there for each other despite every odd that got thrown their way, and they won. And it wasn't until they got back to port that they even knew people were worried about them, that they even knew that the other boats weren't going to make it. All they did was work through everything that was thrown their way with the tenacious team. So when you put Da Vinci on your resume, tell them your experience here, learning how, under a tenacious team, to challenge one another, to support one another, to have unrealistic expectations and hold each other accountable for them, because together you have a reason to win. And when you fail together, it's only to be able to learn how to win. And at MacLaurin Group, I assure you, on any given day, no lives are lost. But I also assure you, I have a team of folks we're in the boat together every day. So when you leave here, keep the crew that you've had in Da Vinci. Celebrate that. Whether you're starting a business, you're continuing with it, or you're going to be interviewing and hiring for businesses that look for Da Vinci students. Find your own tenacious crew. Or even better, create and build that tenacious crew. And never forget to say thank you. And on that, thank you so much for letting me be a part of your journey tonight. It really has been an honor to be a part of Tuesday evenings with you. I think I've probably gotten more out of it than anybody else in this room, because I'm proud of you. And I'm proud of this team, so congratulations to you.
And now we get to recognize a bunch of tenacious unicorns. Woo! So.